Good afternoon. Welcome on our presentation after estimated results for Q2 2020 and 22. Okay, let's start with short information about highlights, so key things about Q2 and another strong quarters. 20% year-over-year growth on EBIT, mostly in payment and dedicated solutions. I will share more details with you on later slides. In dedicated solutions, this growth is in intelligent transport systems, and this is continuation after Q1. So these are those solutions for highways, tunnels, and smart city. Also, another good quarter for e-commerce. Here we had growth in Turkey, but not only, also in Croatia and Romania. In this more traditional business of POSs, also good quarter, some deliveries of devices and really solid result. A good quarter for processing, continuation of growth, both of top line and results. And in banking, in core banking, we have started implementation of a new core banking system in one of major Serbian banks. This is something what already started, so maybe impact on figures in Q2 is not that big, but yeah, big project was launched. Short update on deals, pretty similar to previous quarters. In banking, anti-money laundering solution for banking in Serbia, also some security, so ASSECOSEE and channels, mobile solution, adaptive elements application for banking in Serbia. Also implementation of mobile adaptive elements for two banks in Croatia, and our new solution App Protector for banking for one of banks in Croatia. In dedicated solutions, from those more interesting live, so our contact center solution sold to company in Croatia. Also some services for providing IT support, so outsourcing of IT support for banking in Serbia. Dynatrace, this is a third-party solution, but sold in nice outsourcing subscription mode. We managed to sell to another few companies in Turkey in different size of operations and different types of companies. In payment, let me start with this traditional ATM and POS-related business. Regional, because this is for few banks operating in our region, delivery of ATMs, replacement of fleet to renew it to new type of devices. Over 450 new machines, which will be delivered in course of a few months. And post outsourcing, so not delivery, but outsourcing of post terminals for one of major banks in our region in 7 countries, as you see. Also, some prolongation of maintenance contracts for ATMs and in Romania, and single POS service for one of biggest retailers in Croatia. Just to recall you, single POS, this is this service which we sell in independent POS deployment. In e-commerce, contract for merchant safe UniPay payment gateway solution for one of software companies, and also 159 new clients for Paratika, so this virtual POS solutions in Turkey. And in processing delivery of solution for acceptance of SEPA instant payments for one of banks in Serbia. So let's now move to results. So these are estimates. Results we will publish according to plan on 17th August. The reason for this change, because usually we publish earlier, is that we changed auditor, and this took place quite late in June, like even first days of July, and auditor asked for more time to perform our procedures. But we are ready. We are pretty advanced, so we decided to share estimates. Those estimates they do not include right now effect of hyperinflation reporting according to IAS 29, which we will add in final report. Anyway, on revenues level growth almost 24% in euro and 27% in Polish zloty, and this growth was generated mostly by own activities. Like 2/3 of this growth is in our own services and solutions. On EBIT level, in euro growth is 20% and 23% in Polish zloty. And in case of EBITDA, it is 17.4%. This lower scale of growth of EBITDA, as usual, it is due to bigger scale of in absolute values. And this is actually the only reason. On net profit level, bigger dynamics, almost 28% growth year-over-year, and this is thanks to financial activity where we have positive balance and increase of result, mostly due to FX gains realized in Turkey. In Q2 again, there was a drop of dollar versus increased dollar versus Turkey, drop of value of Turkish currency, and this resulted in positive FX rates, which were partially compensated by costs resulting from remeasurement of contingent considerations and put valuations. For taxes, taxes in absolute numbers they increased, but our effective tax rate it dropped year-over-year by about around 1.5%, and this is due to different scale and structure of dividends collected from our subsidiaries. So let's have a look at results by segments, by business units. As you see here, I will start from profitability, and it is pretty flat. Only slightly lower in payment, but this is due to higher top line and like incomes realized on sale deliveries of ATMs and POSs. And in case of dedicated solutions, we have slight increase of profitability. Again, in another quarter with increase. Looking at absolute numbers, in payment, we have over 8 million euro growth year over year. And this growth was realized by all of our business lines. In Turkey, as I already mentioned at the beginning, growth is in e-commerce growth is in Turkey and Croatia and Romania. In processing, traditionally in Serbia, where we have this competence center for processing, and in case of ATMs, pretty big growth, almost 3 million. This is mostly in Serbia, but not only. Other countries like Romania, Macedonia, and Croatia also contributed to this growth. And this growth is related with deliveries of new ATMs, what of course will later generate maintenance revenue stream as well. In POSs, also nice growth year over year. Here it's more distributed between geographies, countries. Growth is in a few of them: Serbia, Croatia, Romania, Spain, Portugal, Peru, and Czechia. Coming back to this slide with segments, this generated 1 million euro growth of operating profit. In this part, which we call ASE, so non-payment, in banking solution, we have growth of revenues by 1.7 million euro, and this growth is realized mostly in core banking and channel solutions. And with this growth, we managed to increase EBIT by 300,000 euro. And last business line, dedicated solutions, 4.5 million euro on top line. And as I mentioned at the beginning, this growth in big part was generated by this intelligent transport solutions. And we see this also in operating profit. On EBIT level, 600,000 euro growth year over year. Moving to countries, geographies. Here we have like five countries with biggest contribution to growth. First is Bosnia, 1.3 million growth, and these are dedicated solutions and mentioned intelligent transfer traffic solutions. Then we have growth in Turkey, 0.7 million, here mostly in payments and e-commerce solutions. A bit smaller growth in Iberia, 400,000, and this growth was generated both in payment, where we have POS business, and in dedicated solutions, where we have BPO line. And in Serbia, growth 300,000 was generated mostly in banking business unit. And this region other, where we present a few countries, it has grown for 300,000 euro, and most of this was realized in Bulgaria, and also in banking business unit. And looking at results for a half year, so 6 months ended end of June, comments are pretty similar to those from Q1. As you remember from Q2, as you remember in Q1, growth year over year was around 20%. in Q2 it was also around 20%, so the conclusions are very similar. Here on top line, 23% growth year over year, and almost 20 on operating profit. And on net profit, it is 26%. I will not go more through details. On business unit level, here we have drop of profitability in banking by 4 points, and this is related with high base. As we were explaining during Q1 conference, in Q1 2021 we had like extraordinary sale of licenses, delivery of licenses, one-off transaction, which contributed highly to operating profit, as there are no costs associated with sale of own licenses. And this is visible here in absolute numbers. We have decline in operating profit. In other lines, stable profitability in payments and visible increase in dedicated solutions. Looking at the absolute numbers, biggest contribution to EBIT growth, which was 3.5 million. The biggest contribution is payment, 2.3, and lower 1.7 is the dedicated solution. With geographies, a pretty similar picture as for Q2. So growth in Bosnia, the same reason, same in Iberia, Turkey and Serbia also the same, and in other, again, Bulgaria and banking in Bulgaria is the main reason for increase. Let's have a look at cash situation. Cash at the end of June was almost to 58 million euro. This means growth versus end of last year by 7 million. On lease liabilities, nothing extraordinary. We just paid some of liabilities. There is increase of value of bank loans, and this is related mostly with investment in working capital due to realized projects in Serbia and in Bosnia in BSTS, plus some loans for financing capex for capex related with project with outsourcing deals in payment. On deferred and contingent liabilities for acquisitions, we have a growth by almost 4 million euro, and this is related mostly with revaluation of put liability for minority shareholders of Necom Plus. Net cash at the end, slight growth by 1 million year comparing to end of last year. Below net cash on receivables, we have increase in amount of receivables. This again related with phase of project realization. And here one of contributors is BSTS and those intelligent traffic solutions. This is business where we have seasonality. Now during summer, projects are realized and approvals and invoicing they will happen in end of Q3 and in Q4. Additionally, we did some deliveries of POSs and ATMs to our clients during Q2, and those receivables will be paid by them during Q3. On inventory growth by 4.4 million euro, and this is mostly related with payment business and purchases for projects. So we bought some ATMs, POSes, which we will deliver during Q3. And let's look shortly at cash flow for Q2. Operating cash flow slightly lower than in 21. There are three most important reasons for this drop. One is very strong, huge cash flow in Macedonia in H1 2021, which was like extraordinary, and now it is on standard level. Seasonality in intelligent traffic solutions, which I mentioned. So now we do work, recognize revenues, but they will be collected in Q4. And also those late deliveries of ATMs and POSes, like end of Q2, which will be collected in Q3. Below items, no significant changes year over year. When we look at ratios, operating cash flow to EBITDA and free cash flow to EBIT, they slightly grow. But if we would adjust for reasons which I explained, then ratios are on this similar level as in 2021. So we believe this is like temporary situation, and it will improve. So a short outlook for 21.
Michał, I'm here with you, so I can comment this. Yes, quickly. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, welcome everybody. I'm traveling. I had to go for a business trip, but listen to most of the presentation and supported it. But to give you just a few words on the outlook, you see the backlogs are historically strong, above 20% level, and we rest of the year pretty optimistic, positive, but it's in line with most of the analysts who already forecast our results with significant growth. So we see that this backlog, both on group level, ASE plus Payton, and separately, if you see on next slides, on ASE only and Payton, they support this growth. Yes. And in both cases, in the past, the backlog for Payton was much lower. They caught it up now in the course of the year, so they are similar. So this is overall outlook. Yes, we were also asked about acquisitions. Now we cannot say will any happen by the end of the year, but we don't expect anything major to happen. But you always have surprises. But these acquisition processes have their dynamics, which are very, very difficult to predict. And if you have any questions, we are open to you. Michał, you probably see the chat better than I do, but
yeah. You can write question on chat, and then we will be happy to answer.
Anyhow, in the meantime, we will not be holding another conference until official results publication in about 2 weeks' time. We don't expect, as Michał mentioned, these results to be very much different to the ones preliminary we have published now. But we would prefer direct contact and more detailed discussions after publication of these official results because of the regulatory requirements and constraints.
Yeah, and we have question if our companies see much pressure on salaries and staff turnover.
Well, we see this pressure on salaries and staff turnover, but the good news is it did not change over last couple of years. Maybe slight increase in turnover, employee turnover we see this year and last year, It's the highest always in Turkey, where it's crazily high, I would say, but that's the nature of this market. On other markets, it depends on the team, but we are managing it, being pretty desperate to keep our people and to still keep on increasing the employment. So the extraordinary increases or out of the cycle increases are always almost accepted, and the local managers are trying to drive it in a way to keep the employees even at the cost of profitability. But the conclusion is that so far we managed to transfer most of these cost hikes and price increase, transfer this into price increases towards the customers. So answering the question, will it affect our margins? It's tough to say now. We are a bit conservative for the rest of the year, but it might turn out like in the past years we managed to keep the margins or even slightly improve them because of other operational measures and improvements on the business operations side. So we are not freaking out here. We're not too scared about this issue and trying to address it. The only effect of this is that we are radically increasing our HR costs and teams in the HR on the recruitment, retention areas because we do it all in-house. Any more questions?
Yeah, and you can unmute yourself and ask questions verbally.
Okay, thank you for that. Hope you can hear me. It's Mark here from ICM. I don't really have too many other questions. I think your presentations are always very full of information, so it's good. But looking forward to the next year, do you see same kind of growth, or do you think growth may slow?
Well, that's a tough question. You know, basically, first I will refer to what analysts are showing. Analysts that cover us show a slowdown in growth for 23, not the dynamics they expect for 22. Well, today it would be too early for us to comment. I would say we have usually much better visibility about next year in Q4, and especially when we finish budgeting. But definitely, I would turn the question around. We don't see any reason for panic, or we don't see any reason for a major slowdown next year. Yes, so I would say today our prediction would be that we are more conservative for 23 than for 22, like analysts are showing. So no difference to the market perception. But still, we don't see any dramatic or very negative disturbances that should affect our business. Yes.
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you. I think that's all my questions. Very much.
Thank you very much as well. And of course, we invite all of you for more direct interaction, probably in 2 weeks' time and later. We like these interactions, conversations, and as you know, we are pretty open. So please keep on contacting us. And at the end, our major focus is maybe 22, 23. We'll see when, but growth. So we'll be focusing on the growth of the business very much, and on a long-term perspective, I hope we can deliver as management and as a company as a whole. Thanks a lot, Michał. Thanks for taking the lead, and let's stay in touch.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.